Today on Performance TV, the show is all about shine. From under the hood to the plastic and rubber on your car, all the way to some parts you never thought possible. So watch your eyes and let's head to the studio.
Thanks for joining us this week for another edition of Performance TV. You know, when you think about your muscle cars and your hot rods, you want the paint to look good, the wheels, the interior. Well, what about under the hood? And that's why we brought in Fred today from Gotta Show. Fred, we're talking about stainless lines and hoses.
Well, thank you for having me, Kathy. Yes, we do the power steering lines, we do transmission lines, we do fuel lines, we do the air conditioning and heater lines, all with braided hose. We also offer an engine oil cooler kit.
Wow, now you guys are like the only ones that have the stainless air conditioning fittings.
Correct. We're the only ones that make stainless AC fittings and heater fittings for the braided hose.
Wow, you know, and Fred, I like all of the natural look, the polish, the shiny, the bling, but there are a lot of people that really like to deck out their ride with black. Can you offer that?
Yes, that's correct. We also offer the black Teflon coating that's baked on and for any of our products.
Well, you know, we have our 68 Chevelle in here today. Fred, we've got some products on order from Rock Auto. We're really going to deck out underneath the hood, but we're going to change some hoses today. And something we found pretty interesting, this is not the original gearbox for the 68.
That's correct. All of your 65 to 1979 GM gearboxes were SAE threads and inverted flare like those on the table. What we found when we pulled the original hose off was that it's an O-ring style fitting, which what that will tell you is that it's 80 and later GM gearbox and that it's metric threads.
So you really need to know what you have before you place an order, because you could run into a trouble real quick.
Especially with all the different manufacturers doing steering conversions for the different cars, yes.
Okay, so how difficult is it to change our lines out?
It's not bad at all. It's not really any harder than installing any other hose. It is cut to fit at the pump end. We use a banjo fitting, and the reason we use the banjo fitting is it fits all Ford and GM pumps with a female port.
Okay.
So basically what you do is once you've cut it, you fit it, you get your length, you take the brass ferrule, you get it started. It has a built-in stop in it, and so you just take it, push it up against a bench or whatever,
Sure.
and until it's fully inserted. It's always best to take a tapered punch and expand it real good, because you don't want to tear the Teflon when you assemble.
Oh gosh, no, because you want to do this once and not have a leaking problem.
That's correct. So then what you do is you gently work this banjo fitting in the first time, fully insert it.
Okay.
It's always a good idea to take it back out and make sure that you didn't tear the Teflon and it's all in good shape.
Sure.
Then it'll insert easy the second time. You tighten that nut up. After we've fully tightened it, then we just take and we install it just like you would any other hose.
Okay. You know, by going with stainless, it's just going to make all the difference in the world, not only in looks, but these, you know, we're talking stainless steel, so we're not going to have to worry about the elements so much.
Now there's two copper crush washers. One goes on each side of the banjo.
Okay.
It's sealing against the flat surface of the flow control valve.
So because of the way all this stuff is in there, you want to do the hoses in a certain order?
Well, in this particular case, it's easier to get to the pressure hose without having the return hose there.
In your way.
So we'll be doing that one here in just a little bit.
Okay. And with you offering hoses for so many different things, I mean, we could really dress up underneath this hood. I mean, and of course, right back through the tranny.
That's correct.
Do you have any other tips of things that we need to look for when we're doing this change out?
You know, the biggest trick is on assembling that banjo fitting. And one of the things that is most important, it's in every one of our kits, is this little piece of paper.
Instructions?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, instructions. It's good to read those.
Well, it tells you exactly how to install that banjo fitting, everything that we just went over.
Well, you know what, Fred? We'll finish this up here in just a moment, but you have brought in something really cool. Tell us about this project and why.
Well, this particular stroller is a Moon Lakes Roadster. It benefits KT's Kids, which is a nonprofit out of Phoenix, Arizona, that what we do is we send low-income kids to college.
Wow.
But we're going to be giving this away at the Grand National Roadster Show next January after it goes through the entire year with at the shows that we do.
Well, you know what? Folks can find out more about this great project by going to the website at gottashow.com. And we're going to have so much more just minutes away here on Performance TV.
Performance TV is being brought to you by Exalta Coating Systems. We paint winners. E-Charger, a revolutionary new bolt-on technology. I Did It, steering column specialists. If you can dream it, we can build it. And by Sawblade, quality American-made weld-to-order band saw blades.
Welcome back to Performance TV. I am so excited. I am surrounded by colors. I am surrounded by chrome. Andrew Hoots from New Print Customs has got an HD spray-on chrome. He's going to tell us all about it. I love this. How do you accomplish this process?
It's a spray-on chrome. It's a silver nitrate process that's incorporated into a paint job. You got your base coat layer, your silver nitrate layer, and your clear coat. So gives you the chrome look in a paint job.
This is paint.
It is paint. You care for it just like a paint job.
Now, what does it work on? I see we have some chrome pieces. We've got some cans that have been spray-on chromed, but we also have some plastic parts. So what will it work on?
Yeah, it will work on any substrate that you can paint, whether it's wood, glass, all different types of metal, different types of plastic. Like I said, if you can paint it, you can chrome it.
Now, who would use this process? I'm already thinking about the custom car guy or the hot rodder who's got a piece or a part that is maybe eroded and doesn't want to go through the process of chroming it. You've got some before and afters here that are just amazing.
Absolutely. The street rodders, the people rebuilding their hot rods, they all love this. It's a way of saving money. You can see some befores and afters here. Look at this grill here before, all the pits on it. It's just basically, it's shot. You know, with spray-on chrome, it just looks phenomenal. Looks like
the dashboard pieces, I could see that being big. What about something like a helmet? Can you do a helmet in spray-on chrome?
Sure can.
We have a motorcycle tank here. We have got hubcaps. It's amazing, and it looks so rich. How do you get it to look just like chrome?
Well, we chrome it first, and then we tint the clear coat. So as you can see, we can tint the clear coat just about any color you can think of.
Now, what about the prep work? I see with some of our chrome pieces, they're pitted, there's holes, they're gone.
Oh, yeah.
You guys do the prep work, but can someone at home send you pre-prepped pieces?
Yes, if they have any body work experience at all, they can prep their own part. Spread your body filler on it, get it to primer, sand the primer smooth, and then it's ready for our process. All of our processes work over top of primer.
So we've got grill pieces, we've got the tank, we've got the wheels, and here in front, we've got full wheels, a full grill. That is going to save somebody a lot of money.
When it comes to grills like these, we can save people a lot of money, way less than half usually on larger grills. And of course the wheels, old corroded pitted wheels, we can make repairs on those. There's a lot of wheels that people can't get, and so we're able to restore the wheels for them.
Now, how does it hold up, though? Like a chrome finishing is hard chrome. How does this hold up under wear and tear?
It holds up like a paint job. It's urethane clear coat. So the way to take care of the paint job is to keep it waxed. It keeps the UV rays off of it. If you do get a scuff on it, you can wet sand and buff it, polish it out, bring it back to life. So it will probably outlast chrome if taken care of properly.
Now, the HD spray-on chrome catches my eye, but I also notice you've got a dashboard here, wood grain, that is hydrographics. Explain that process, and it looks just like wood.
Yeah, the hydrographics is a process, it's water transfer printing. You get the film, the pattern on a roll of film, and you lay the pattern on in a bath of water, and the warm water and the activator dissolves the film. Then you dip your part down into it, and it magically sticks to the base coat. Then you clear coat over it, and you got yourself a quality paint job that looks like real wood. This comes in many different patterns, whether it's straight wood grains, burl woods, carbon fibers, American flags, all just any pattern you can think of, you can get it. And we can even custom print patterns, your own pattern for you.
Now, if you're a hot rod guy, a street car guy, there's all kinds of different things I can imagine you would want hydro printed.
Oh yes, window garnish moldings, of course your dashes, engine components such as valve covers, intakes, lots of parts under the hoods of cars and the interiors.
Andrew, this is so exciting. I know there's a lot of hot rodders and car guys and a lot of racers that are thinking about all the different things that they can HD spray on chrome or use the hydrographics. You guys also do ceramic and old school powder coating as well.
That's right.
That is great. Thank you for showing it off. It is tremendous. For more information, check out the website. They have got it all. And we'll be back with more Performance TV.
It's time for another Clamp Tight close-up, getting up close and personal with exhaust and headers and header wrap. That stuff is fine to put on, but to keep it on and some of the clamps they want you to use, Kevin, you guys have a much better solution.
Absolutely. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to take our safety wire and we're just going to bend our ends like that, make a loop, and we're going to feed our ends through the loop and pull it tight.
Now, wait a minute, you're only doing one. Normally I see you do a double.
Yeah, most of the time that's for holding water and air pressure, stuff like that. We're not going to have that problem here, so we're just going to do a single wrap.
Okay.
So we take our tool, stick our nose in just like that, and you wrap it around your pins.
Still do it all the same way?
Same thing, just not wrapping the wire as many times.
Okay.
Bread tie it, and then there's a notch at the end of the tool, tighten it up. Make sure you're not near the project, and you'll start to feel the tension. It'll get nice and tight. It'll hold that header wrap right down, so you're not going to be dealing with those clamps that cut your hand up and all that.
Absolutely.
Don't even hold the header wrap. So when you're tight, you feel it get nice and snug. Also, it starts making an indentation there in your wrap. You're going to flip it over. Back the tool off. About a 1/4 inch on our tabs, what we're looking for.
All right.
And then just press those down just like that, right into that header wrap. It'll hold it down nice and tight.
Nice and tight, nice and smooth, so you don't have to worry about that too. And it looks good too. You know what I mean? You want to find out more about getting a Clamp Tight tool, all the different uses, and trust me, there are plenty. Stop on their website at clamptighttools.com.
Performance TV coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Performance TV. You know, it's always great to have Ed in here with us. And Ed, you have come up with another fantastic product that's going to help keep our vehicles looking so much better. What do you have for us?
Well, Kathy, we have a new product called Shine and Seal. It's for plastic and for rubber. It will restore that dull, faded finish and hold it for a very long time on your vehicle.
Yeah, it's actually a whole kit that you have assembled.
That's correct. So this is the Shine and Seal kit. It consists of the Shine and Seal product, which is 12 ounces, the general degreaser, which is necessary to clean the material before you apply it, a scrubber to clean with, an applicator, and it comes with a pair of rubber gloves as well.
And why are the gloves important?
Well, this is a water-based product. It's safe, but it's very tenacious. So if you don't have gloves on, you get it on your hands, it's hard to get off once it dries. So.
Well, I'm kind of curious to see what we're going to be able to do and how it's going to really make the transition so much nicer on this truck.
Okay, well, here on this bumper cover, we see that this is plastic, and this is pretty typical of what you see, the damage that happens from the sun fading and the wear and tear on these vehicles.
Certainly.
So what we do is we have already cleaned this. We spray it with the general degreaser, scrub it real well, and it has to be dry.
Right.
So we're already at that point. Then we take the applicator with the Shine and Seal in it. I've already prepped this, and it's very simple. You just wipe the product on. This will dry in about 5 minutes.
Now I'm seeing a little bit of white.
The product is white. It will dry clear. You don't want it on heavy. You want it on nice and thin, and then you want to put 3 coats on. So once it's on like that, you just let that dry. As soon as you can dry, it dries to the touch. Go ahead and put another thin coat on. The secret is 3 thin coats. They have to be thin.
We have some pieces here that of course have dried, and we can see, you know, they were originally black, the elements took over, completely faded them out, but boy, the product here, Ed, has really made a big difference.
Yeah, these are straight out of a junkyard, and as you can see, it's restored the color, and it has a nice shine to it. And this will last up to a year, depending on how much you use the vehicle, what the conditions you put on it, and put the vehicle through.
Okay, well, plastic, but you know what, Ed? I bet this works great on rubber tires.
We've spent some time with this tire. We've done the cleaning on it. The cleaning for shine and seal is ultimately important in order to be able to get the product to work properly. We've taken the general degreaser and scrubbed this tire, and you have to scrub them at least 3 times.
Okay.
And make sure that you get all of the little transition areas completely clean. If there's any brake dust, oil, grease, anything like that, if it's brown at all, then you have to keep scrubbing it until that's done.
How important is it to make sure it's dry?
It has to be dry too. The directions explain all this.
Okay, well, we've got this tire good and clean, and it's dry. All right, give me an idea of how we're supposed to do this.
So again, here we have the product. You just dab it and wipe it on. We've got all these seams here.
We probably want to make sure that we're not seeing any bubbles or anything like that too, right?
Correct. So as you're going to work it into the tire, a nice thin coat, and as you can see, it'll foam a little bit, and you just work the foam back out. If there's a little bit of white, it's not a problem. It will dry down, but you don't want heavy white, and you don't want heavy coats.
Okay.
So applying it like that around the tire, you just work it on.
Ed, with a kit like this, about how much of a vehicle could we do? I mean, this looks like it could do quite a bit.
Well, a 12-ounce bottle like that will do, say, an Avalanche, which is a large vehicle with a lot of plastic and the rubber. On a vehicle like this, you're probably going to be able to do this twice.
How long will it last?
Typically, depending on how you drive the vehicle, what type of conditions you drive it in, salt, snow, that type of stuff, dirt, mud, it'll last anywhere from a couple months. And if you have like a show car, I've got a vehicle that we put it on 11 months ago, and it still looks like this today.
Well, Ed, we actually have a small go-kart tire here that we can see where the product has been applied and where it hasn't, and that's really one great shine. Now, is there any type of guarantee?
Yeah, we have a 6-month guarantee from the time you purchase it. It's a satisfaction guarantee. Obviously, like any other product, this is going to give you service based upon how you use your vehicle. If you're driving in snow and salt and mud and that type of stuff, it's going to have a shorter life.
Wow, another great product. And of course, Ed, you have so many more. You can find out about this and other products at machinistmate.com. And we're going to have so much more for you right after this with more Performance TV.
Performance TV is being brought to you by Precision Turbo, the world's foremost manufacturer of high-performance aftermarket turbochargers. Miller Electric Welders, the power of blue. SMI Care, no matter where you go, we have your back. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Whether it's for work or play, towing does not have to compromise the quality of your ride. And Carl, today on the Gen Y towing tip, we're going to talk about a completely different type of hitch.
Yeah, Kathy, this is actually a torsion hitch. It has a built-in suspension. Basically, it's the same setup as our normal solid connection hitches. As far as components in the front here with the pintle and the adjustability, all that stuff is the same. But back here we have a built-in torsion suspension that there's actually rubber cords in every corner here. And on the up and down movement and even the back and forth, you're all on rubber.
And so that not only on the top, but also on the bottom as well?
Yes, on the bottom, same thing. A real nice, smooth ride, much better than a solid connection.
Is that going to change what we can tow, how much we can tow?
No, like I said, same weight capacities. Everything's the same than our original hitches. We just built in a torsion suspension in it.
So we're still going to be able to have the capacity to go all the way up to?
We go up to 21,000 pounds, and the 2.5 inch and the 2 inch, 16,000 pounds.
There you go, and you're not going to lose the quality of the ride just because you're towing. Find out what Gen Y has to offer for you just by going to their website, GNYHitch.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Evapo-Rust question and answer session. Our first one's from Nick. I saw on TV where Evapo-Rust was used to flush and clean an engine cooling system. Was this a special Evapo-Rust product or just plain Evapo-Rust?
Well, it was ThermoCure. ThermoCure is our new product that removes rust and corrosion from the inside of cooling systems. It's real simple to use, and it's available now in all the automotive departments at Walmarts across the United States.
Our next one's from Homer. I already know this product is the best thing since ice cream. Will Evapo-Rust harm aluminum engine pistons? Will it damage anything to pour Evapo-Rust into each cylinder to remove the rust on the liner and possibly loosen up stuck pistons?
Well, we get that question a lot, Tasha. Stuck engines are a problem in older vehicles that haven't been running a while. The answer is yeah, it's easy. You can see this engine block here on our table.
Yeah.
The top half here, the cylinders have been derusted. If the pistons are stuck in there, you pour the solution in on top of it, let it sit. I let it sit a couple of days. It has to get into the crevice between the piston and the cylinder wall. And so I let it sit for a couple of days and then try turning it over. If it won't turn over still, suck that back out and then blast the edges with water. Once you do that, it'll take a lot of the gunk that's accumulated around the edges out and give Evapo-Rust a fresh surface to start on again. So pour it back in on top, let it sit for another couple of days. It will take very deep rust off those edges and free that engine up over time.
Okay, excellent. Well, if you have any other questions, visit our website.
Well, that's all the time we have this week on Performance TV. And if you want your product featured on television, email Jeff at masterstv.com. See you next time.